La famille de la victime l'a relayé sur les réseaux sociaux pour dénoncer un meurtre encore impuni. La famille parle d'un crime raciste. Appelé Ahmaud Arbery, il était américain et vivait à Brunswick, dans le sud des États-Unis. Il allait avoir 26 ans.
I think we as a society need to fear how desensitized we may become when we hear of another black man die today.
Et pendant ce temps-là, 74 jours après les faits et suite à la diffusion de la vidéo, le GBI, l'antenne du FBI pour l'État de Géorgie, a décidé d'interpeller les deux présumés meurtriers, Gregory McMichael, un ancien policier, et son fils Travis. Dans la suite de la vidéo, on les voit poursuivre en voiture Ahmaud Arbery, puis tirer 3 coups de feu sur la victime.
We shouldn't have to have a video to launch an investigation about why a 25-year-old unarmed black man was jogging and was murdered on a street. It shouldn't have to take a video. But since it has taken a video, let's make sure that it's not just a video, it's us who are making sure that justice is finally done.
No justice, no peace.
Silencieux depuis le début de l'affaire qui a provoqué de nombreuses manifestations aux États-Unis, Donald Trump a réagi ce lundi 11 mai.
It breaks your heart to watch it. It breaks your heart, and certainly the video was a terrible looking video to me. But you have a lot of people looking at it, and hopefully an answer is going to be arrived at very quickly.
Selon le rapport de police, Gregory McMichael assure avoir cru qu'Ahmaud Arbery était un cambrioleur. Il raconte être parti armé à sa poursuite avec son fils et que la confrontation a mal tourné.
They're claiming in their statement to the police that they believe that the young black man was the person who had been burglarizing their neighborhood. So they get in their pickup truck with a shotgun and handheld guns and drive in front of the jogger, yelling at him, saying that they need to stop and they want to talk to him. They claim that they get out of the truck and confront him, and Mr. Ahmad grabs the shotgun. After a scuffle ensues, he's shot with 2 shots and dies. So they're claiming self-defense while they were trying to make a citizen's arrest to apprehend him. Now, I don't know about you, but if there was a jogger running down my neighborhood and somebody in pickup trucks and a shotgun decided to run after them just to talk to them, and this person ended up dead, I don't know how you can stay in that community.
Aujourd'hui, des centaines de manifestants demandent pourquoi il a fallu autant de temps pour arrêter les suspects et appellent à ce que l'affaire soit traitée au niveau fédéral. L'État de Géorgie est l'un des 5 États américains qui ne prévoit pas de circonstances aggravantes pour les motivations de haine raciale.
I can't imagine, because many know that I'm a runner. I couldn't imagine one day getting up to run and knowing that that is the last time that I will ever see my family. So much needs to be done, so much more that we need to do. And as a community, and as black men, we have to know that when we leave out our house that it's not our last time.
Right now, we're talking about an invisible enemy. Those are the words that Donald Trump uses to describe COVID-19 and how to combat it in a warlike situation, since he believes that he's a war president. There has always been another invisible enemy that black men have been confronted with for over 400 years, and that is white supremacy. It has killed thousands of black families, black lives all across this country. And we have yet to find a cure for it.